Again, sorry for the interruption. Technical problems. So we're going to dive back into the fight, where the bad guy that Link has hit has officially failed by 1 degree, so he took a damage. So now we get to go to Ren, who can, if she does wants, can do the does she has multi attack with her telekinesis. She can attempt to hit all three of
Is
them.
it a thrall or a vampire that came up?
Thralls.
Ren, you could fling them off the building.
I know. I'd like to get the one that's closest to the door first.
Well, you can target all three of them.
Oh, I'll target all three of them then.
That's roll 3 die 20. Uh, the first one you have a +10, then a 9, then an 8. So I'll plug that in separately. So 23. No, sorry, 24, 21. The bad guys each. Oh, bloody heck. The bad guys each has a dodge of 9, which means a 12 does not beat that. That's in the 20s. That's in even though that's a 28, which becomes in the 30s. All three of them have been hit. Now all three of them now have to make their toughness checks. I almost put in more dice than needed. Each one has a +10 versus the DC of 23. Except for the last one, which is a 28 because it's a critical. So a 15 versus a 22. Sorry, a 23. Excuse me. Dazed, completely passed. But you need to make 3 more d20 rolls because it's the strength of your grab versus their strength. And it's in your favor because they only have a 5 versus your 8. So they have to not only does pretty much the difference is 3, so that technically would be a 15, a 14, and a 6. And of course, one of them doesn't get grabbed because he Hulk raged out. There's 14 versus a nat 20 becomes a 25. So 14 versus 25, boom. A 12 versus 6, 12 wins, but a 6 versus 15, the 15 lost. Which means at the
Did the
moment,
15 lose?
you're 15 versus their 6. The 6 lost.
Yeah, so they would lose,
Yeah, so
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you are able to. There's 2 of them took damage. So 1 took damage, 2 took damage, 3 managed to pass, but you also dazed both of 1 and 2, but 1 failed to check, which means you get to fling him off the roof.
Real quick, how did the one that pass when I got that nat?
Your nat 20 turned your DC 23 into a DC 28. They have a +10, so the 18 became a 28. Which means there's a 0 point difference between what he got and what he needed to get.
Right,
Since in
and
order to
tie goes to
fail, yeah,
defender.
and since in
Okay, I
order
got
to
you.
the degrees of failure are start at 1. So if it's the difference is 0 points, no failure. So like you said, ties go to defender. Uh, but number 1, you still got to flung off. I just realized I skipped the bad guys. They were supposed to be the ones going on second.
Yep.
Which means
Oops.
technically before being flung off, you would have been able to shoot. Because he got
And so
completely
shoot.
skipped. They're shooting. The ones on the roof before 3 more join up are going to. One is going to shoot at All Strike. One is going to shoot at Darktide. And because you look more intimidating flying with a jetpack, one is going to shoot at Lynx. Lynx has a dodge of 8. Dark has a dodge of 10. And All Strike has a dodge of 8. But let me double check a few things because I have to make sure that this is boom. Five does not. Oh god, bloody hell! Ooh, does it's rounded down? So yes. All strike. Remember, you have a +8. Oh, now it shows it.
Yeah.
Uh, this is first dark. Missed dark. This is first Lynx. Barely missed Lynx. This is first that 19 All Strike has right there. And of course, it beats him by 10. So a miss, and a strong hit. It beat by 2 degrees of success, which means it's not a damage. Well, the DC isn't 20, it's 25. But luckily for All Strike has a plus 12. So if you would please, almighty All Strike, roll your toughness with a plus 12. And of course, you pass with absolute flying colors. Because that nat 20 turned that 32 into a 37. And even though it fell in the parameters there for the bad guy, DC 25. So you beat the DC by way too much. Bad guy 4, 5, and 6 are on the roof. We know what happened on initiative order 3, which means one guy's gone now. And if I say he's removed, he has an. I'm just gonna actually straight up move him from there so I don't accidentally mess that up. Number 4 is Darktide, who can move up and swing at 1.
Yes, the one that was not affected by Ren's
Number
tuck.
guy number
tuck
3.
Yes, with grass cutter.
Remember, you are still being affected.
That's not what I wanted.
They have a parry of 10. What do you mean? Oh, that's not what you wanted. I just realized what it's there.
Hey, look,
And
critical.
yes, it hit. So yeah, it's definitely critical. So that's not a DC 25. That's a DC 30. Versus this guy's plus 10 toughness.
No.
Oh no. That is
No.
17 points. Which is 4 degrees of failure, which means number 3 has been incapacitated. This 4 degrees of failure means incapacitation, so you just one-shot that man. As he's...
Good.
Actually, let me double-check something on him. Let me double check. Let me double check. Let me double check. Let me double check. I actually definitely want to double check because I forgot something important. Okay. Darktide has went. All strike. There is still 4 targets for you to pick from. You can either decide to get into the fray and swing at one, or you can focus your beam and go pew pew pew. Well, you can either do a normal attack or an accurate attack.
You should do normal attack at this point.
Okay, if this you're shooting, he only has a 9. Because they're better at dodging melee attacks than they are range attacks. So here's his. I don't want to get hit. Wow, the dice bot doesn't want you to land a single blow. Like, at all. That's number 5. Now we go back to number 1. Which is Lynx. Who can blast at one. Now there's 3 targets. Number 2, 4, 5, and 6. Are you blasting at 2, 4, 5, or 6?
5.
Number 5. Okay, let's see if number 5 dodges. No. He needs to beat that 27. He failed by 10 points, which is 2 degrees. So he takes 1 damage and has the D. Bad guys go seconds. So the number 2 is going to shoot at Dark. So roll with your 10, please.
Why are they shooting at me? I'm friendly.
Well, because number 1 was originally going after All Strike. Number 2 was going after you. And you've been shot. You have a plus 10 versus a DC 20.
Nope.
That one turns that 11 into a 6. A DC 20 minus, well, 20 minus 6 is 14, which means you failed by only 3 degrees. So, you've officially, at this point, Almighty Dark, have 1 damage, but you're considered staggered, which means you don't go on your initiative, because you lost your next turn, which is the turn that was going to be coming up this turn. So you've been denied that. Number 4 that's up there is going to shoot at all strike. So all strike with your mighty 8. Please roll. You now need to roll with your impressive 12.
Oh, is it plus diagonal plus 12? Okay.
Well, you haven't taken any damage yet, so it's a plus 12 to your toughness check. You only failed by 1 degree.
That sucks.
I'll feel happy it was only 1 degree.
Yeah, I know. With that roll, yeah.
If it was rolling against like you or red or dark, then it would have been 2 degrees of failure. So be happy that these guys don't have the same actual damage output you guys do. They have to actually get really, really accurate. Okay, bad guy number 5 is going to shoot at Lynx. So Lynx gets a plus 8. Okay, let's see if it hits. Well, it managed to hit, and because it has multi-attack, the DC goes up. So you, with your plus 12, have to beat a 25.
Plus what?
12. And of course, you passed with flying colors because a 27 beats a 25.
You think?
Yeah.
Just a little bit, maybe.
Bad guy number 6 is going to go ahead and take a shot off at Redden. Spread the love a little bit. Ren has an 8. See if it hits. It hits. And here's where the bad guys realize that you are the big threat, Almighty Lynx. Well, not Lynx. Man, my brain is frazzled. This is where Ren gets paid out as the big tough guy, because your impervious is just high enough to totally not be bothersome for you to roll a toughness check versus their machine guns.
So you're saying I don't even have to?
They have, if their damage was 1 point higher, you would. But because their base damage is not a 6 or higher, it kind of just ping. So you don't you got shot, but your telekinetic field, it's kind of giving the round a middle finger. I actually need to make a mark on something. That way I can verify how many bad guys are actually up. Because bad guy number 7, 8, and 9 are now on the roof. They use their turn to get up there on the roof so they cannot shoot. The movement for the other guys is they do spread out a bit, so that way there's more room for everyone else to get up here. It now goes to good guy number 3. You can either try to focus fire on one or target the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or you can attempt to target all 7 of the current bad guys up there with cumulative degrees of
Are you talking to
penalties.
me?
Yes, you.
Yeah, I'll target all 7 of them.
Roll 7d20. And like I said, there's a cumulative penalty. So even though you start with a 10, you get a -1, then a 2, then a 3, then a 4, then a 5, then a 6, and it goes all the way until all 7 are accounted for. So if the die spot once, then there's going to be 7 down bad guys. If the die spot decides to make the fight last longer, they only have a +9, which number 1 is a 28 versus your 23. Missed. A 9 versus 9, which becomes a year 13 versus yeah. Missed. That's a 21 versus. So we got 1 hit, 2 hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a 6. So 20 for tie goes to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 9 versus 8. So unfortunately, only 2 hit, with one of them being a crit. So the first one that hit, he gets his bonus, which is number guy number 3 on the list. 1, 2, 3. He would have point of damage, so I subtract that by 1, but he passed the DC. Can you roll with a +8, please, to fling him off the roof? This just because he passed the damage does not mean he's not going flying off the roof. Did you hear me, Ren?
I did not. I was having technical issues, and I need 1 moment.
Well, while she resolves that, I'm going to roll for the toughness check on guy number 4, which is undamaged. But it's a DC 28 he has to beat. And of course, these guys are...
Alright, what do you need from me?
I'll roll 2 die 20, please. Even though these guys pass the damage check, there's a chance you still fling both of them off the building. So if you... you have... it's 3 in your favor, so that 6 is actually a 9, and that 12 is actually a 15. So those are what they have to... And of course, why would it? Why? The dice bot does not want to give you guys any of the fights. Even though number 1 and 3 are down, because you guys have already defeated 2 of them, it does not want to give you guys any more this turn. Darktide got staggered, so he does not go this turn. But it means, unless something happens again, on his next turn he gets to go. And All Strike gets to blast at 1.
Whichever one I was firing at last time, I guess. He's still up, right?
No, you would have to switch targets.
Okay,
you know that
well,
number 2 and number 5 have both been hit.
I'll fire at number 2.
You have a +8. First, they're 9. I don't think the dice bot wants you guys to win.
Nope.
At all, because it resets back to turn order number 1, where Lynx has to you fired at number 5 last turn, so you can roll again with
Number 5.
with your +8. First, there +9. Oh, come on. Low. Oh, God. Bloody. Batman. I love the fact that it's starting to somewhat roll low for me, but the bonuses are what's giving the bad guys the goal right now. Which it is the bad guy's turn. Number 2 is still targeting the person he's been targeting, which is Dark. So please roll your dodge.
Nice.
That is cinematically the best dodge ever. You got the ultimate pinnacle of your dodge, which is a 35, versus bad guy's ultimate pinnacle of a failure, which is a 10. So that's a 35 versus a 10, which is a 25 difference in point. You cinematically, like, it's like he wasn't even shooting at you. He shot for the moon. God, just if that was sure to hit his toughness. Bad guy number 4.
Can we continue this streak?
The what?
I said, can we continue this streak?
I freaking hope so. Number 4 is going to shoot at All Strike. So, with your +8, please roll All Strike. You've been hit, and because of the 2 degrees of success, the damage is a DC 22. I am still happy, though, that Almighty All Strike has a +12. So there's still a strong chance you pass. Yeah, 20. Oh, never mind. You already have a point of damage on you, so that's actually a 17. But 17 versus a 22 is only 5, so it's only 1 degree of failure still. Bad guy number 5 is going to return fire at Lynx. So, Lynx, please roll your +8. God dang it. Okay. You have no damage on you yet, so please roll with your 12 toughness versus a DC 20, because he didn't get high enough to have multi-attack actually favor him.
Take it and let's go with it. From the gun on
And you pass with flying color. Oh, never mind. I thought that was the wrong one. Just for a moment, it went down, and I thought my 27 was your save. But it wasn't, because the die spot's being weird. Because that's a 14 versus a 20. 6 point difference, 2 degrees of failure, so that's 1 damage and limited to 1 action. Bad guy number 6 is not going to shoot at Ren because they saw the bullets. No, the rounds not do a dang thing to your field, so he's going to reallocate his attention to the only person up flying with you, which is Lynx. So Lynx, please roll another +8.
second and 10. Look to throw again.
What about my shields?
If your shields was 1 point higher, this wouldn't be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not 1 point higher, 2 points higher. It's the same
Plus what
thing
again?
for All Strike. All Strike is only a few points away from having these guns not boom. You have a +8. So right now, the only person that doesn't care about these particular bad guys is Ren.
Hey, finally.
Okay, number 7 is going to, does he stress up there? He's going to target All Strike. So All Strike with your +8, please roll. Okay, because you have some damage on you, All Strike, you are rolling with a +10 versus a DC 25.
I rolled 11, so -2 off of that, be a 9.
Well, no, you have, that was your dodge check.
Oh, that was a dodge
Now
check.
you're doing a
I'm sorry.
toughness check, which is a
Okay, and
D20 +10.
+10. Okay.
Yeah.
I misunderstood what you said, sir.
The DC was a 25, so you managed to shrug that off like it was no one's business. Guy number 8 is going to fire at Dark. So please roll with your +10, Dark. Oh.
I think I made it.
Well, you have to remember, that's a 35. They're shooting with +14s. There is a chance, not high chance, there's a 5% chance. See, no, does not make it.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, it means number 8 has missed you. Number 9 is going to shoot at Lynx. So Lynx, with your +8, please roll. And this is where battle nutrition starts to truly take effect. Did you hear me, Lynx? Okay, thank you. Remember, you have an 8 as your modifier. Modifier!
The screen. He has for the weapons.
You're rolling first an 8. Yeah, you're rolling first at DC 20. And you have a plus 11. Does you already have 1 point of damage? So if you're rolling with a plus 11.
Get one more opportunities, and I guarantee you that those got a lot for them. It belonged to her at halftime. On third down, it drops to throw. It's a shot. He says this will be incomplete.
Well, a 28 beats a 20 any day. That was the... Did I say that was guy number 8 or guy number 9?
You said 9.
Okay, 9. Okay, now there is... Guy number 10, guy number 11, and guy number 12 are now up on the roof. Which, Ren, you can attempt to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can target all 10 of them. And you have to remember, even though it's increasing penalties beyond the first one, there is still the chance of hitting. And still the chance of 10 bad guys not being up there.
No.
I think it's going to be a bit of a slow roll, but I'm going to do them individually this time, see if I get better luck.
Well, your first one starts off with a plus 10.
Okay.
Okay, that's a hit. So I'm going to mark number 1 down with a H, as in he's been hit. Let's roll for number 2, which is now a plus... Oh, yes. Oh, hey, look, you already got it. Just remember, it's cumulative minuses. So, yay. A 20... Ooh, yeah, that's another hit. So now it starts tipping into their favor, because now you're down to an 8. Okay, that's your first miss. Diagnosed the defender. Oh, I'm so mad at that. So let me mark.
Frick.
Remember, if he gets a...
How's it going in here?
I just realized that I need to switch things over on the
Switch stuff what?
Come on, get low, get low, get... God, mother... People.
Oh, do I take this out immediately?
Yeah.
Perfecto.
I'll tell you, you can put it just outside the door, like just underneath the light where the shovel is, okay? If you take it out to the garbage thing first thing in the morning, okay?
Okay. So put it where?
Die rolls are not in your favor at the moment.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. Not close.
Yeah, this is the last guy. Come on, come on, come on.
Okay.
Why? Die spot. You're mean.
Wait, so put it where?
Despite that, you still have 2 hits, which both of them have to pass a 23.
Oh, wait. Outside on the ledge.
So, I did not mean to add a 40, so I'm going to be taking 30 off that. So that was a 21, first year 23. Which means that guy, still hit. God, I don't know why I pushed the 4. And that guy passed. Do you want to make the throw checks separately or together?
I'll do them together.
Roll 2d20.
Looks like it doesn't matter.
Dicebot, you're upsetting me. You were the chosen one. You're supposed to save us from the Sith, not join them. Well, you still managed to damage one at least, which is always the good sign. Darktide can actually swing at one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm going to float over to the one that's been attacking me and attack him.
Number 2.
So at a +5?
Yes, the effect hasn't worn off yet.
Total of a critical.
Well, it's the die roll that has to make it there, not the number.
Well, I don't harm him in any way, shape, or form.
Because if it was a 15 or higher, I would say, yay! And he, of course, dodges. Which then puts us to all strike. You want to blast the guy that's been shooting at you? Did you hear me, all strike? All strike, you okay? Looks like we're a hero down. All strike, can you hear me? All strike, are you there?
Here. What is it down that I need to roll?
You need to shoot at the person that's been shooting at you.
Right. Yeah, but what do I need to hit him with? I mean, how many minuses do I have on me now?
To hit? You still have a
Yeah, to hit.
you still have a +8 to hit.
Okay.
Your attack hasn't wavered. It's the damage that's been wavering. And Dicebot, please, for the love of all that is holy. Wow, it's like watching Darktide roll dice in real life. Oh, that is holy, Dicebot. Why? Does it really doesn't want you guys to apparently win? Lynx,
Apparently not.
you get to shoot at number 5 again. So, with your +8, please roll. I know you're watching, Dicebot. I know you're watching. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! And it's a critical. So that's not a 27. That's a 32. This guy already has a point of damage, so he's rolling with a +9. First, a 32. And he got a 2 degrees of failure. Of course. Of course.
What do you mean, of course? It's good that there were 2 degrees of failure on the bad
Well,
guys.
it means he takes a point of damage and is dazed. Which means he can't move
bad guy.
and shoot. He can either move or shoot. And all he's been
The
doing
bad guy, right?
is shoot. Yeah, on the bad guy. The bad guy could damage.
Okay, then.
I was hoping that he would have rolled a lot lower.
Oh.
A lot. So bad guy number 2 is going to shoot at Dark because he really wants Dark to not be there anymore. So please roll your almighty impressive dodge. Well, it's parry. So ooh, there's a high chance of you just not getting hit. You did not get hit. Normally, and because of that. Guy number 4 is going to shoot at All Strike. So All Strike, please roll with a +8. Multi-attacks functioning for giving an additional +5 to the DC, and it's a critical which increases it by another 5, which means you, sir, have to beat a DC 30 with a +10.
Okay.
Oh no! No! Does that turns that 11 into a 5? Well, not 5, but a 6. And that's a 24 degrees of failure. 24 degrees. That's 24 points of failure, which is 5 degrees of failure. Which means All Strike has been incapacitated. Guy number 5 is going to shoot at Lynx. So Lynx needs to roll with her +8. And Lynx has been hit. 12 points of difference, which means it's a DC 25. Lynx has to roll with her +11 versus a 25. A 12 gets turned into a 7. A 25 minus 7 is 18, which is 4 degrees of failure, which unfortunately means Lynx has just fell from the sky. And this is where the battle turns greatly in the enemy's favor. Guy number 6 is not shooting at Ren. He cannot shoot at Lynx. This Lynx just fell, leaving him with Dark as his target because they know they can't do anything against Ren. So with your +10, please dodge. Please dodge.
Dodge, what's a dodge?
Yeah, what's that when he beats you by 7 points? You have a +9 versus his 20. No, it's 7 point difference. It is a 22. That's what you have to beat with a +9, a 22.
Nope.
A 10 because that nat 1 turns to a 5. 22
That's my
minus
third
5
one.
is 17. That's 4 degrees of failure.
That is my third natural one, with the second one being in combat.
Um. Okay. So because he's incapacitated, well, Ren, you have
Yes.
limited choices because 3 more did come up on the roof. So there is 13 of these bad guys up on the roof, and all 3 of your allies are incapacitated. You can
That
continue
sounds
this
like a
fight.
problem.
The what?
Normal game.
Sounds like you need to get a new team.
Hmm.
I mean, at what point would I be overwhelmed?
Well, right now there's 13 of them. You guys have only successfully defeated 2. And you
Throw them
know
off the
that
roof.
there's a total of 34 that are going to come and try to flood this roof. So 13, there's 21 more all in the stairways trying to get on this roof. So technically you can say you're overwhelmed already. It just comes to the point of
No, I meant damage wise. And, if they're not going to be attacking the other 3 people anymore.
it comes down to the fact that the only way they can damage you is if they get significantly higher on the difference between your dodge and their to hit. Because technically speaking, because of multi-attack, if they can get a 2 degrees of success or higher, they'll be doing just enough damage to bypass your imperviousness. And since on next round there's going to be 13 people attacking you, that is the possibility between one of them getting really good on you, or 13 chances of you getting wrecked.
Throw them off the roof.
Well, she has to hit them, and even though she can go up to 13, it's cumulative penalties.
I believe in Red.
Because you do have the option, because you can fly, of using your telekinesis to grab all 3 incapacitated party members because they cannot resist, and you can withdraw from the combat. Because these bad guys have proven to be the biggest op you guys have ever actually fought, because there hasn't been 3 people incapacitated at the same time actually ever. Season one there was at most 2, but that one of them was Shiro, and he got up shortly afterwards because he has a healing factor. So you guys have never experienced this level of resistance before. Because it's not just numbers; it's it's efficient numbers. No, well, it's efficient amount of numbers with the efficient thing. And the big op right now for the party is the fact that these guys aren't supposed to be categorized as minions, which means they don't follow minion rules. So that's your biggest op. So you can attempt to fling them or escape with the party.
Or calling for an orbital bombardment.
No such thing.
Yeah, she does.
Yes, sir.
She does not have the ability to do an call in an orbital bombardment.
Oh, okay.
So it's not that there isn't things capable of orbital bombardment. It's just it's not available for any party member at this time. So Ren, Do you want to risk the stinging sensation of lots and lots of gunfire, or do you want to save the party and flee?
I think I'm gonna have to save the party. Like, I really want to risk it. Really want to risk it, but I don't think I have enough information.
Well, without technically cheating or anything, this is technically not. I can tell you that you'll have at least 30 rounds of combat before any of them get up, because they all three dropped this round. So if you think you can survive 30 rounds, which by that particular point, you're going to have 34 at maximum, 34 people shooting at you by the time those
I mean,
members
it
get
sounds like one of the most badass firefights
it
I can
already
imagine.
is.
I do kind of want to. I do kind of want to do it, but
It is literally up to you. Those three do not have a choice in the matter.
Go for it. Go fight these guys. See how many you can get.
Because I said, you
Throw
can
'em
do
off.
13 attacks, each with a cumulative -1 attached to it. And because of how die rolls work, there's still a chance you can end up flinging a bunch of them off the roof. Because it's not the damage you're hoping for, it's the flinging you're hoping for.
Yeah, that's true.
Throw him off the roof. Throw him off the roof.
All right, I'll go for. I got a thing in mind. I'll attempt it.
What is it?
And doing. Oh no! Like it's a thing for if this doesn't go well. So we'll go and attempt to remove as many as possible.
You can either single-handedly, one at a time, start rolling d20s, or you can just roll me 13 d20s right now.
Okay.
Come on, 13 d20s. Be all 20s.
Now, oh dear God, 2 of them are 20s. Okay, let's compare them. Okay, because starting off, just to do basic math, because it starts off with a 10 versus a 9, so technically the first one is, if we use the bonuses to counteract bonuses, so it starts with a 1 to a 0, which is a 7 versus 15, missed, that actually goes down to 1, so, okay, we got 1 hit, miss, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them hit. Because number 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and 6. Those all hit. Now it's 2 normal, which is your DC 23. Which both of them failed by 2 degrees. So, oh, that one already had damage on him, so he did not fail. That was not a 13, that's an 11. 11 versus 23 is a 12 point. He's staggered. The last one is normal. He just takes 1 point. Oh no, he's dazed, so he can't move and shoot. Now the last two are first the crits. which means they're DC 28s. So an E, so a 20 and a 21 versus a 28, that's 2 degrees of failure. Now, you can either roll run at a time or all together 4 d20s. Now, roll number 2 and roll number 3 get additional +5 because it's crits. So the first one, the first and last one for you are +8s. So that's a 20 and a 16. So both those guys are gone. Because of the additional +5 for number 2 and number 3, it's a +13 to each. So a 21 versus a 21 because they have a +5. So that one tied, he stays there. But number 3, yeah, it's like even without the additional +5 for that being a crit, is gone. So
I chucked 3 of them off the
bad
roof.
guy number 5, bad guy number 7, and bad guy number 8 are gone. So you manage to swipe your hand to try to grab as many as you can. Just boom, and only 3 went flying. Which I'd have to make a funny note. You guys are supposed to be the good guys, and you're technically flinging people off a building, which is funny.
They're thralls. They're not people.
Yes, they are. Thralls are still people. They're technically counted as people under the influence of an evil force.
I was about to say, like, mind wiping, brainwashing, those people are still people.
Stay, Navi.
So is it the same thing as the Peter going after me reason?
If the country wasn't in such a horrific state, in Gotham, pretty much, like, you guys are the enforcing the law in Gotham. If media was still around, at this moment, seeing people being flung off a building would probably get you guys labeled as vigilantes and or murderous heroes. Batman would be frowning at you. But that's still 3 down, which we go back to round order. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right now, before any more join in, 10 are shooting at you. Can you just roll me 10d20, please, Ren? You have an 8 dodge. Don't add that in. Just roll 10d20. They have a 6 over you because they have a 14 versus your 8. So 6 is being added to all of these die rolls to see if they hit you or not. So if there's still a chance you miss. So number 1 missed. Number 2 hit. Number 3 hit. Number 4 missed. That's a miss. Miss. Definitely hit. 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 And oh, that missed. There's a 14 versus a 25. Does that boom? So to mark it down, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 of them hit. You're gonna have to roll these separately. The first one, because you got a nat 1 on the dodge, is well, actually no. Let me calculate the math to make sure you actually have to roll or not. That is 3-point difference, which is not enough for. Oh, you lucky SOB! Even though he definitely hit you, because now my math is not mathing right. Because I add 6 to that 4, which makes it a 20, which not a 20, but make it a 10, which is 9 degrees of success. 9-point difference. That's a 1, and plus another 5 bonus there, so there's another 5 there. So 9 turns into a 14. So yes, you actually do have to make a roll for stat, because that is more than 2 degrees of success, so his damage ranking is considered a 10 instead of a 5. And because that's a critical critical failure on that, you don't roll with your plus 12, you're rolling with a plus 7. Oh my god! Don't roll anything else, please. Oh my god. Because, that's an additional minus 5. Which makes your 8 into a 3. A 3 versus a 25. It's 22-point difference. Which is 5 degrees of failure. Which means you're incapacitated.
Damn.
Oops.
Oops, there went that
A
season.
nat 1 on the dodge followed by a nat 1 on the toughness is the reason why you're down. Now, because I wasn't hoping for this, there is a chance that all of you can be saved. But the person cannot save every person there due to where you guys fall, the number of bad guys. So, I'm going to need all 4 of you to roll me a d20.
Nothing else, just D20.
Just a d20. Does uh, it'll register it as a mess up if you put a plus sign there without adding anything to it. But so far, unless so we got a 7, a 16, a 1, and a 9. So Lynx is the one that doesn't get saved.
Boo!
Yeah, you say boo. Because as the bad guys are like, yay, we won, they start trying to collect the party members. A shadowy force appears and starts combating them, while a secondary one shows up and then takes a human form, because again, it's substantial when he's in his shadow form, which means he has limited interactions with stuff and he doesn't want to accidentally drain your guys' life. And he has limited capabilities on carrying people. So he's able to get to and save Ren, Darktide, and Allstrike, but wasn't able to get to Lynx in time. Meaning, Daredevil, the party's ace in the hole to save you guys, saves everyone but her.
Oh, that's okay. We're going to have to mount a rescue operation.
Yes.
all.
Which is somewhat funny, because this is a nice calling point, because you guys don't have enough time for the rescue mission. So we will leave it with this of all three of you, pretty much all Strike, Dark, and Ren, can wake up on a boat with both Captain Sewer and Daredevil panicking. All three of you don't necessarily feel very well, because again, you're recovering from bullet injuries. You guys do have patchwork on you because the bullets have been safely removed, and you guys have bandages. But both of them are sitting there, like, panicking and flustered. As you guys can somewhat look around, you can see that there's three of you, not four of you.
Where is Ren?
Where's Red? Red's right there.
Where is Lynx?
Dark goes over to you, hands you a bottle of water, and says, drink this. Yeah, we're gonna have to make sure you guys get some nice recovery time because she's been captured.
Well, then we must save her.
Not in your condition. You guys gotta heal. You guys have bullet wounds. As Captain goes, yeah, I'm not gonna risk losing 3 people to save 1 person. You guys need to get full healed up before we go on the collective striking. Plus, we have to relocate those vampires. But you guys are able to make it back to base where you can start your actual recovery. Because even the almighty powerful Ren, it has that look of, they're really good at shooting.
I was also gonna be like, I'm not trying that.
Yeah. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. 5 of them were defeated, though. So we do have that in your party's favor. But you guys are able to make it back. At this moment, can all strike? Well, actually, I'll do it manually because you guys are on here. Because there's something that's going to happen to Lynx, and then I'll add you guys back in. So you guys are going to be in timeout for a moment. Okay, now that I have you all by myself for the moment, except for those who are deciding to watch this. So this is actually player knowledge for some of you who are watching this, not character knowledge. You can wake up. You are, of course, bound, tied up, bound. Your gadgets are removed.
Yeah.
And there are several people that look like vampires around you. One of them kind of sticks out like a little bit more than the other ones. He's a little bit more suave. And the other ones are kind of look like they're not trying to make eye contact with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he does walk up to you, looks you directly in the eyes. Let me double check. Haha. And he does state, I will give you an offer, young hero. As he pulls his hand from a cloak, and he has a really old looking glass, and he states, you can either drink from the cup, or I can drink from you.
Um, can I at least know what the drink is?
The only way to know is to drink of the cup. One gives you a certain degree of freedom, but increases your potential. The other forces you to be my thrall. Now you don't have too much time to think about this.
Fine, give me the glass.
He smiles.
I feel like I'm being checked.
Yeah, he does make sure you drink every single drop. And that's when certain effects do immediately kick in. One being, you're now his thrall.
Hmm.
Because DC vampires work
The other way
weird.
around. It was the other way around. Okay. Oh. Because I thought that the blood sucking was gonna be the thrall option. So yeah.
But several things kick in. One, until the party manages to free you, you're now going to help the bad guys assault the good guys' base.
Oh god.
You can now hear the thoughts of all the other thralls, and occasionally a more dominant voice, implying that the vampires also have access to this. And that's how the thralls and the vampires are rapidly communicating with one another over a mental link.
Okay.
Yeah. 80. So it's like, yay. It's somewhat funny. Certain things you're gonna find out through gameplay, but you're a wee bit hardier, and yeah, this is gonna be fun because you get to participate in next episode's shenanigans of being there when you lead a group of thralls to assault the the party's base.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
So I'm gonna get the rest of them in here. They at this point, unless they're watching, they have no idea on the shenanigans that are going to take place, other than the fact that you've been captured by the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to keep it a secret till then.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, heroes, for staying in timeout momentarily.
Yeah.
But next week is going to be extremely important because you guys get to plan your rescue mission to go rescue Lynx. Hopefully Shiro is feeling better and is able to join us because he's going to be needed. Uh, I I just noticed we have a first time chatter. Uh, yeah, and I'm pretty sure I know who it is based on the comments. Um, Screw you,
What's the
He-Man.
you
Drink
know,
from the cup, He-Man.
we could always keep going. I'm sure the rest of us would be okay with that.
Uh, no. No, you won't. Yeah. Yes, drink from the cup. Um, but we will be saving it for next time. Uh, He-Man. Um, talk about derailed. Uh, but yeah, the party has to, like I said, has to come up with a formulated plan on how to rescue Lynx, and hopefully we can get Shiro in on it. Because this will be a all heroes on deck scenario to rescue the party member. So thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. And remember to join us next week for more of Nightmares of Future Past.